How's it going, Rogues Gallery, and welcome to another Gundam card game video here on Red Zone Rogue. Today we have 5 more new deck brews for the Gundam card game set for Phantom Aria. I was going to say Steel Requiem. No, we have 5 decks for set 4 Phantom Aria. We have some really interesting stuff here. We have a new Academy. I have a white base team like themed deck that I built. We have unicorns. We have a bunch of Zeon stuff. Yeah, if you like the videos, if you want to support the content, like, comment, subscribe, hype if you can. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you for being here. Yeah, let's not beat around the bush too much. Let's just go ahead and jump into our overlay. We're trying something a little bit different today, and we'll start talking about all the decks. I will have links in the description down below to all the deck lists as usual, and I will likely do full deck text on all of these once I build them in paper and actually play with them a lot more. My personal set 4 product has been, it'll be here in like a week or so, and by the time it arrives I might actually be in Japan, so my box opening videos might be even further delayed, so we'll see. But in any case, let's go ahead and talk about all these decks. All right, and as you can see, here is a newish setup. I like that it looks a lot cleaner than usual, but it's also just not in a good order. They just ordered it by level, but not by card type, and means we'll have to bounce around. So let's go ahead and start talking about our big unicorn control deck. This is our blue-white unicorn control, and this is one of the first ones I really want to try and test out. I think it's pretty interesting, and I think it'll do very well, especially if you like, hey, look, blockers. Hey, do you like blockers? Here's some blockers. Okay, let's just get into it. So, first and foremost, this is a unicorn deck, and our big pilot of choice here is Bandager Lynx. Pretty simple, level 5 1 cost 2/2. He's a civilian new type, and then when he's linked, you draw a card, which is fantastic. So he's kind of like a big part of the deck because he will actually link up with all or most of our big unicorns. But we also have Rita, who's a brand new pilot from set 4. Well, rather, this white version is a brand new pilot from set 4. This is a level 4 1 cost 1/2 Earth-fed new type, and then during link, when this unit receives effect damage from an enemy, you reduce it by 2. It basically makes this immune to ping and immune to like close combat and that kind of stuff. They need to deal 3 damage to even deal 1, which is really nice. It forces your opponent to get into like actual combat with our units, which can be pretty tough for them considering what we're doing. So I think Rita's interesting, and I think he'll be a really nice fit for the deck. So those are our 2 main pilots. Let's talk about some of the key units. So the first one I want to talk about is kind of like the tried and true classic, the Unicorn Gundam Destroy Mode from set 1. This is a level 7 6 cost 5/4. And then when playing this card from your hand, you can destroy one of our link units with Unicorn mode in its name that's level 5. If we do, we play this card as it was level 0 and 0 cost. So we basically get, if we link up our other Gundam Unicorn that I'll show off in a moment with Bandager, then we can just play this for free and we destroy the other one. And the other one has an effect where the pilot comes back to our hand, so we can then play Bandager again and get a lot of use out of it. This is kind of one of the ways we can get like double attacks with this deck. And then on attack, we can choose an enemy unit and rest it. Yeah, that's obviously really good. You can get any blocker out of the way. We can rest something so we can attack into it with our other units or this unit. So it's very solid. Now, what makes the Wombo combo work is the Unicorn Gundam Unicorn mode, and this is a level 5 4 cost 4/3, links with Bandager Lynx, and then during link, when it's destroyed, return this unit's paired pilot to the owner's hand, then you discard one. So basically, the idea is that on turn 5, it's better on turn 6, in my opinion, so you can do the whole thing, but you could technically do this on turn 5. It's better on turn 6. So what you do is you play your Unicorn, and then you link Bandager. So Bandager will give this +2/+2. By the way, did I mention Bandager was 2/2? He's really good. It's really solid. So it'll give this +2/+2, so it'll make it a 6/5. And then we draw the card from the Bandager link, and then we attack for 6, right? And then what we do is, since we have that all in play, we can destroy that and then play this one for free. And so we get to play this for free. It's a 5/4, but more importantly, from the destroy effect on this unicorn, we actually get Bandager back to our hand. We'll have to discard a card, of course. And we can link Bandager up immediately again onto this one if we have the play point. This is why you want to wait till turn 6 to do this. This will now have 8. It'll be, or not an 8. It'll be a 7/6, and then you'll draw the card from linking Bandager, and then you can attack with this one. So it's basically like a double attack on turn 6. You attack with the first one, and then you attack with this one. It is like a 3-card combo, so it's asking a lot, but it's not too bad with this deck, and we draw a ton of cards. So yeah, that's kind of like the core combo. Then we're also running the new Unicorn Gundam Awakened. This is a level 7 5-cost 4/6 links with Bandager. This one has suppression, which is quite good. And then when we activate a command's main or action effect, we choose an enemy unit and it gets -2 AP during the turn. We're actually running a ton of commands in the deck to kind of synergize with this and synergize with the Banshee Norn. So yeah, this is great. It has suppression. With Bandager, obviously, it's just like really annoying. You have a 6/8 that you draw a card from Bandager, and then it also has suppression, and then it has this effect too. And this is not a once per turn. This is just whenever you activate a command's main or action effect, you just do this. So that's really good. So we're running 3 copies of this one in the deck. And then the other big top end unit that we have is the Banshee Norn. So this is the Unicorn Gundam 2 Banshee Norn Destroy Mode. So this is another level 7 card, level 7 5-cost 5/5. And then during Link, so this one links with Rita. During Link, we can activate on main, exile 3 blue cards in our trash, set this unit as active. It can't choose the enemy player as the attack target for the rest of the turn. So what you want to do is maybe you attack with the enemy player the first time, and then on subsequent extra attacks, we're going to be using the Banshee to clean up the opponent's board. And we can do that from its attack effect. On attack, all enemy units get -1 AP during the turn. What's important to note is that this effect here, the during Link activate, exiling the 3 blue cards from our trash, we can do that as many times as we want on the turn. So you can have a huge turn in combination with our other unicorns, just being able to attack multiple times with this, shrinking our opponent's board by, you know, -1, -2, -3 kind of deal. And then just cleaning up shop. Yeah, just really, really powerful late game control. So that's kind of like the big top end of this particular deck. So now we have a couple cards to kind of like round things out. I really liked the Delta Plus in this particular build because this one actually links with any Earth Federation trait, which Rita is. And so this one is just a level 4 3-cost 4/3. It just has repair 1, and then during Link it gets additional +1 HP. So it's basically like a 4/4 with Rita, and then Rita gives another +1/+2, making it into a 5/6, which is kind of annoying. It'll be a 5/6 that also just reduces all like effect damage that it takes, and it also has repair. So a 5/6 that forces your opponent to basically attack into it that also has repair is pretty annoying. And I really wanted to get another Link unit for Rita in this deck. I didn't want to just to wait until you get the Banshee to even do anything. So I really like the Delta Plus. I think Delta Plus is a good addition to this deck. And then for the rest of the units, yeah, we just have blockers. We got blockers. Here's the Lifrith. Yep, it's an early blocker. It's good. Hey, look here. Here's the Rick DS. Hey, look, it's an early blocker that can actually kill bases. It's pretty good too. And that's it for the units. And then hey, guess what? We got more blockers. We got more blockers. This is the Striker Pack. It synergizes with the command part of the new Awakened Unicorn, which is great. And we get more blockers. And then we also have the rest of the deck. So we have stuff like Overflowing Affection, draw 2, discard 1. It can actually put some blue cards into our trash so we can actually activate the Norn multiple times and smooths our hand out. And also makes it so we can, you know, draw into our Unicorn combo. So it's obviously fantastic. We have the Healthy Curiosity, which is also really good in the deck. It replaces itself, so it's a 1-drop, which if you on main, you get a draw card. And then if you have 2 or more cards with the same name as this card in your trash, then you can also rest an enemy unit that's 4 or less HP, which is really good. But more importantly, it's a blue command that replaces itself that's pretty cheap. So we can play this and kind of just help fuel the cards in our trash for the Banshee Norn, which is kind of important. And then our base is also blue to synergize with the Banshee Norn, and also has a good effect for our deck. We can pay 2 and choose one of our units, and it recovers 2 HP. So it just makes it so all of our stuff is even more annoying to deal with. Just kind of heal stuff up. Kind of makes it so our opponent really has to like commit to killing our dudes and instead of like chip damage over time. And it's extra annoying with Rita, and when he's like linked up on the Banshee Norn or on even the Delta Plus. So yeah, that's this deck. I think it's actually pretty good. I'm going to be playing with this a lot more once I build this in paper and maybe tweaking things here or there. Let me know what you think about this one in the comment sections. It is very, very much like a blocker heavy control deck, but I think it's quite good. And I really wanted to play our cool unicorns here. All right, next deck, kind of the opposite. We have a deck that I'm calling Sieg ZEONG. This is a green-red Zeon deck that's kind of like the natural evolution of the Neon Zeon deck that I did a full deck tech for not too long ago. And yes, I'm building this on paper, and yeah, we're going to be jamming it quite a bit. So our pilots of choice, I already mentioned her, Nian. So she's a level 4 1-cost pilot that when you link her, you can place the top card of your deck in your trash, and if you placed a Zeon or clan card with this effect, you ping something for 1, which is really good. And we're running like all Zeon and clan cards, so this is a really high chance to hit. Also, she's a Zeon new type, and then +1/+2, so she's quite good. And then our other pilot is your boy Char Aznavour. So level 3 1-cost 1/1. When he attacks, he gets an additional +1. And then he also gets high maneuver if it's a link unit. He's insanely good, and even better now that we have his Zeong to go with him. Extremely powerful. This deck is a aggro deck. We do have a bit of a top end here with our aggro deck, and one of our top end cards is like an iffy one here. We'll talk about it. I'll go over it first. So this is our big expensive card. This is the G-Quex Omega Psychomu, and I like running this in any deck that has Nian and Machu, to be honest, and also in a lot of red decks just in general because it's so good. It's a level 8 7 cost 6/5. It has suppression, and on deploy you blast something for 3. It's really good. We can also link because it links with Nian, and it's a clan, so it'll trigger off a Nian's effect. Now I'm only running a couple copies in this deck because it's a level 8 card, but I do like having something like this in a deck like this. If we go up against a more control style deck and we have to play into the long game, having something like this, at the top end can really win us the game. If you wanted to make this deck a little bit more streamlined and a little bit lower to the ground, you could cut this card and then add in, there's a ton of stuff you can add in instead of this. You can add in more Rickdoms, you can add in just the regular Gelgoog. Those are definitely options. All right, so let's talk about the other big main units of the deck. So let's just go over the G-Fred again real quick. So this is G-Fred. This is returning from the previous version of this deck. It's a really good card, especially I feel like it's going to be even better in this upcoming meta. It's a level 6 4 cost 4/5, links with Nian. It's a Zeon unit, but more importantly, activate main once per turn. You can pay 1 and exile a pilot in your trash, and you deal 1 damage to all enemy units. And I think there's gonna be a lot of like low health token dudes just running around in this meta because of victory. So I think this is gonna be really good. And then also when you link it up during the turn, this unit can choose an active enemy unit with AP equal to or less than this unit as the attack target. And when you link it up with Nian, it'll be a 5/7. So yeah, pretty good. Kill something, wipe their board, or just ping their board. It's really solid, and I think it'll be even better in this upcoming meta. And then the other big boss of the deck is the brand new Zeong, and I think this card is extremely good. It's a level 6 5 cost 4/3. The stats right here, they're fine, but what's more important is when paired with any new type pilot, so actually either of our pilots, you get 2 2/1 Zeon tokens. They're wire guided arm tokens. I was hoping it would just bring me to the token, but in any case, we get 2 2/1 tokens. So you get a 4/3 and 2 2/1s if you link it up, and if you link it up with Char, it's also going to be able to attack immediately. It'll also attack for 6, and it'll also be high maneuver. It's really powerful, and then you also have the 2 2/1s. Now they're not rusted. You just get them, which is great. So if they have ping, sure, but I think if your opponent is like wasting multiple ping effects on your 1 Zeong, that's pretty good value for you. And then also when this is destroyed, we get a 3/1 Zeong head token, which is also great. So we get 3 bodies just when we link it up, or pair it up, I suppose. And then we also get another one on death. So this is just a ton of aggressive value. I like this card a lot, and it's going to be really annoying. I think some people are underrating this guy. And then we'll just round out the other units. So we have this G-Fred, which I think is great. It actually has a burst effect, which is pretty rare for a unit. So on burst, if there are 3 or less enemy shields, we deploy a 4/3 G-Fred token. That's great. It itself is a 4/2. It links with Nian. Yeah, we want to be really, really aggressive. And if we're playing against another deck that's chipping away at our shields, well, we can hopefully get another unit on the back end, and that could mean like the end for them, right? If we get a unit off a burst, it could mess up their math quite a bit. So G-Fred, really good. We have a couple copies of Char's Gelgoog. I really like this card. It's just a nice little, surprise unblockable attacker most of the time. So it's a level 4 cost 4/3, links with Char, and then activate on main. We can discard basically any of our units except for the G-Quux, a Zeon or Neo Zeon unit. And then if a pilot is not paired with this unit, choose a new type pilot that's level 3 or lower in our trash, and then we pair it up. So we just get Char, and then we can smash in for 6 unblockable. So pretty good. It is like a, expensive-ish card to play, and doesn't really do anything outside of this if you don't like have a Char in your trash, for example, but still good. Still worth playing, in my opinion. We're also running Char Zaku 2. This is the starter deck LR. Yeah, it's a 3/2. When it's destroyed, you can look at the top 3 and put a Zeon or Neo Zeon unit into your hand. Super good. Even if it's not linked, fantastic. I don't know. Just run this in every single Zeon deck until the end of time. We also have Char Zaku 2. This is just a 3/2 that if it's paired up and destroyed, we get a nice little 3/1 token. But this one is rested, so a little bit more vulnerable, but still really good. Helps with our aggro. Running a couple copies of the Rickdom, which is just a 3/3 Breach 2. Yes, yeah, fantastic. You can bump this up if you want. I think this card's just really good. We're also running 4 copies of the Zaku 2. This is the one that attacks as a 3/2, so good at base busting. Well, yeah, so just really good. And then we have some grunts. We have the Zaku Mariner. It's a 2/2 for 1 grunt. And then we have the Zaku 2, 2/2 for 1 grunt. So we're actually running a bunch of Zakus. This is a super flavorful Zeon themed deck. And I also think it's just really good. It's a super aggressive, powerful deck. That doesn't have a lot of card draw, and we make up for that in value and creating tokens and trying to get 2-for-1s by killing multiple things on our opponent's board. The final card is our base. This is a new base. I'm testing this out. I think it's really good. It's a level 5 1 cost Aboaku, also just iconic, super iconic base for Zeon. And it says, while we have a rested Zeon unit in play, this base can't receive battle damage from enemy units that are level 4 or lower. So it basically forces your opponents to attack into our stuff, unless they have a 5 or higher unit, which is, I don't know, not super common, So, yeah, I mean, it might be more common going to the new meta, but yeah, this is just really rough for aggressive decks in like an aggressive mirror. So yeah, I like this a lot, and like I said, it forces them to attack into our stuff, and a lot of our stuff, I don't know, we just get good value if our stuff dies. Like the Zeong, we get a 3/1 head token. Zaku 2, we get a 3/1 token. So yeah, that is this Sieg ZEONG deck. Once again, I always play like some sort of red-green Zeon deck every single meta, and I'll be playing this one for this meta. I might swap it up a little bit, like I said. The Zeon might be enough, top end that we cut the G-Quux and try to do something else, but we'll see. And then on the opposite side, we have the white base team. So this is a white base team flavored deck that I really wanted to build after the introduction of the brand new Gun Cannon 108 and Gun Cannon 109, because it actually lets us get a double attack with our RX-78-2 Grandpa Gundam, which is really, really cool. So we'll talk about that in just a moment. So let's talk about our pilots first. So obviously, white base team, Amuro Ray, one of the best pilots in the game, and not much else to say. We can choose an enemy unit that's 5 or less HP and rest it. He synergizes extremely well with our deck. He's a earth-fed, white-based new type, all relevant types, and just generally really, really good. We're running a lot of the links with him. So like we're running the starter deck LR, RX-78-2, I think everyone knows what this does at this point, but it's extremely good. Pumping our entire team by +1 AP on our turn is really, really good. And just having that repair 2 is also very solid. So yeah, just all around one of the best units in the game. Then we also have the Set 1 LR. I like this one a lot, actually. So this is a level 4 3 cost 3/3. All of our white-based team units gain repair 1, which is like all of our units, which is fantastic, and it stacks with other instances of repair. So if you have repair 2 and repair 1, then they'll heal 3 at the end of the turn. And then it also says when paired, if we have 2 or more other units, we get a draw card, which is also very good. And also, notably, this is just when it's paired, not when it's linked. So if we have a different pilot in our hand and we want to like pair it up, we still get to draw the card if we fulfill the other requirements. So that's really good. And then we're also running the new big headless iconic Grandpa Gundam here, level 6 4 cost 6/3, links with Amuro. And then during link on attack, if we're attacking an enemy unit, we can return a blue pilot paired with this unit to its owner's hand. So we get our Amuro back, so we can play more Amuro. This is really good. So basically, we'll be attacking for 6 because Amuro's bounce back to our hand, kill a base, kill a unit, something, and then we get to jam it some more. So it's a pretty nice little like board control type card. We're only running a couple copies of that in the deck, but we're running 4 of the starter and then 3 of the Set 1. And so for the other pilots, I'm running 2 copies of my girl Sayla Mass. She's pretty simple. She's a level 3 1 cost 1/1, and then she has Earth-Fed white base new type. And then while the unit is blue, it gets repair 1. So she kind of just like gives an additional repair to the units that she's piloting, which is pretty good. All the units are blue in the deck, by the way. And then we also have this effect command card. We have Hayato Kobayashi. So he is a Earth Federation white base team. He's a 0/1 pilot. And then for the command side, you choose a rested enemy unit and you deal 1 damage to it, which is actually really solid. It's like the gun cannon effect, or the gun tank effect. But more importantly, he will link up with the gun cannon 108 and gun cannon 109. So let's go over this right now. So by the way, Sayla doesn't have any like super specific stuff. We'll talk about what Sayla can link with in a moment. We have a lot of generic white base links, but I want to talk about this one with Hayato. So the level 5 4 costs 3/4. It links with Kaishiden or Hayato Kobayashi. It's an Earth Federation and white base team unit. And then when you link, choose one of our other white base team units that's level 4 or higher, and we set it as active, which means we can curve from a turn where we go Grandpa Gundam with Amuro, and if it survives to our turn again, then on our turn we can attack with this. Then we can play our gun cannon 108, gun cannon 109, and then we link up Hayato. Then we set the Grandpa Gundam back as active, and then we can attack with that, and then we can attack with this. It is like a triple attack if you set it up. It does require some setup, but yeah, the fact that it's just any white base level 4 or higher is super good. And this is like the kind of thing that I'm like, okay, now we can make a white base, like a full white base team deck, and I think it's going to be quite good. I think it's actually very good. It also works with this if this somehow survives an attack. It works with other instances of this. If you have 2 copies of this on the field, it'll work because this is level 5. It works with the other Grandpa Gundam as well. So yeah, good stuff. So let's go over the rest of the units here. So we also have the gun cannon. This one's great because it links with all of our pilots. This is just a 2/3, level 3, 2 cost 2/3, repair 1. And when we pair, we can choose an enemy unit that's 2 or less HP and we rest it. Really good against aggro decks, right? This is a really, really good turn 3 play with Sayla Mass, because Sayla will give this +1/+1, making this a 3/4. Then we rest one of their dudes, we attack into it, and then we'll heal 2 because this has repair 1, and then Sayla will give it an additional repair 1. So it's actually extremely good against aggressive decks. We also have the G Fighter, which also links with any white base team trait. On deploy, we choose one of our white base team units, and it gains high maneuver during the turn. So if you have a huge wombo combo turn, you can even do a thing where you get like high maneuver and get double high maneuver attacks off of this on the same turn when we play the gun cannon. If it's super late game or something like that. But yeah, other than that, it's just really efficient, really nice. We also have the core booster. This is just a really ho-hum card. We're basically replacing our grunt with this, like we're replacing our gem with this, because this one also links with any white base team trait. So it's a level 2, 2 cost, 2/2 white base team card that just links with all of our pilots, which is pretty good. Top decking this into the late game is actually much better than top decking just a 2/2 grunt, because if we have a pilot in hand, we can link it up and then at least attack immediately. So that's why I'm running this over like the gem, for example. And then of course we have the gun tank. Yes, put this in like almost all your blue decks. Level 2, 1 cost, 1/2 on deploy, choose a rested enemy unit, deal 1 damage to it. It is actually a white base team card, so that synergizes with all of the white base team stuff that we are doing. And then finally we have our red splash for just damage. So we have close combat, nice little 2 damage main action burst kind of deal. And then we're also running Battle of Aces, which actually synergizes really well with the deck because we have a lot of just ping. We have Hayato, we have the gun tank. So yeah, Battle of Aces actually works really well with the deck. And then rounding it out, we have our white base. Of course, we got to run the white base in the white base team. And this is a really cool grindy base where it lets us deploy tokens. So we can, the first time we get a token, we get well, it's not the first time. It depends on the number of units we have in play. So if we have no units in play, we get a 3/3. If we have 1 unit in play, we get a 2/2. And if we have 3 or more units in play, or if we have 2 or more units in play, we get a 1/1. So it's a 1/1 gun tank, 2/2 gun cannon, or 3/3 Gundam, which is pretty good. And then, yeah, that's basically the deck. All the cards down here are other options. So one of the big options is just running Kai. This is Kai Shiden. His effect lets us heal one of our dudes for 3. And, you know, he's a 1 attack pilot other than that. Obviously links with the gun cannon and links with all the other stuff. So this is definitely a consideration. And then we could choose to run white instead of the red splash. So we can go blocker slop. If we want to run blockers and maybe overflowing affection, we can cut the red cards. Sure. Or we can go more blurple. And if we want to cut the red cards, we can run like a Mikazuki and Barbatos kind of thing. You can maybe add in a couple more purple cards, but then you're just getting into blue-purple territory, and I wanted to make something that wasn't that. So yeah, let me know what you think about this deck. I think it's really cool. I'm really excited to play this and build this deck as a big fan of UC Gundam. So yes, let me know what you think about this one. All right, the next 2 decks are how do I put this? I think they're less good than the previous 3 decks, but they're still interesting. So these are more experimental. So we have our Big Neo Zeon. Actually, this should have a G. This should be Big Neo Zeong because we're running the Zeong. So essentially, I wanted to make a deck that has the Neo Zeong. That's what it is. You have a couple options to build this deck. I opted for blue as the splash. You could definitely go white as well and go like red, white blockers. Just put a ton more blockers in this. But man, I'm already like. I already featured a bunch of decks with blockers, and I was like, oh, you could put blockers in this one. You know, I wanted to do something with no blockers. But yes, you could run a bunch of blockers. In fact, we are still running blockers in this version. This is just the blue version, so we can run the Banshee here. So we're still running 8 blockers. One of them is conditional blocker, but yeah, let's talk about it. I think this deck is cool. So this is Neo Zeon, for like almost all Neo Zeon, for the most part. So our pilots of choice here, we have your boy, the return of the Red Comet. We have Full Frontal, level 6, 1 cost, 2/2 pilot. And then when you pair it, you can deploy a Zeon or Neo Zeon card that's level 4 or lower from your hand. That's pretty good. By itself, we do have some good options for level 4 lowers, like this 3/4 Kshatriya that links with any Cyber new type. We also have this Girizulu, which is a 2/4 that pings anything when it comes into play. So these are both good targets to play with Full Frontal. We also are running 3 copies of Haman Karn. Haman Sama, level 5, 1 cost, 2/1 pilot. And when you pair it, if there's a red unit, choose an enemy unit level equal to or lower than this one, and you deal 1 damage to it. Fantastic. I love Haman Karn. And yeah, we have some good link potential with Haman in the deck. And then finally, we have my girl, Marita Cruz, my favorite pilot in the game, level 4, 1 cost, 2/1. During link on attack, choose an enemy unit level equal to or lower than this unit, deal 1 damage. Fantastic. So we have a lot of damage dealing and a lot of just value. So let's talk about their signature units. And we're going to start off by talking about the Neo Zeong. So this is a level 9, 8 cost, 6/7. I think the card you got to get to level 9, man. You got to level 9. This is what makes this a little bit iffy, and maybe why you want to run even more blockers than we're already running. But let's go over this. So when this unit or one of our Neo Zeon units is deployed, choose an enemy unit and deal 1 damage to it. But also during link, all of our units are Neo Zeon. So if we're linked up with full frontal, we get mega value. Anytime we play a dude, blast something for 3. When we play this, blast something for 3. Yeah, it's good, obviously, and it's huge. And if you link it up with full frontal, it's an 8-9, and I don't know, it's just gross. But I mean, it's level 9, so I mean, like, obviously the magical Christmas land here, it's even more magical Christmas land than the Sananju. Like, you play this, you hit something for 3 with this effect, you link it up with full frontal, he'll put something big into play, maybe like the Girazulu guards type will hit something again for 3, Girazulu will trigger, hit something for 1. That's magical Christmas land if you can somehow live this long. But it's cool. Let's talk about his other signature mobile suit with the Sananju. Level 6/5 costs 5/4. During pair, it's unblockable, which is great. And then during a turn, when this unit destroys an enemy shield area card with battle damage, choose an enemy unit, deal 2 damage to it. Obviously, fantastic. This is one of my favorite cards in the game. Has been since set 1. I love any deck that I can play the Sananju. It's also extremely cool looking. So, yes, that's this card. It's cool. Running 3 copies of this. Those are the big ones for full frontal. Though we do have more link potential for full frontal because he is a cyber new type, and so that means we can actually link him up with this Kshatriya that I mentioned before, which is just a 3/4, but it links with any cyber new type, which is pretty solid. Which also means it links up with Marita Cruz, but not Haman. Haman is just a regular old new type. Speaking of Haman, we are running 3 copies of the Cubile, another one of our big finishers. When it's linked, it gets suppression, and then during pair with any of our pilots, on attack, we can choose a damage unit and deal 2 damage to it. Obviously, this works extremely well with Haman, because you pair Haman, she pings something, and then you attack, and then, or rather than, then this will also hit something for 2. So you can hit something that's undamaged for 1, and this will do an additional 2, and then you attack, and it has suppression, and you're off to the races. For the other units, we have Marita Cruz's unit. So we have the Kshatriya, my favorite unit in the game. It's just so much great damage and board control. Level 5/4 costs 5/4. When you pair it with any of our pilots, choose 1 to 2 enemy units and deal 1 damage to each of them, which is really, really good. And obviously this works well with everything we're doing. And we have Marita's other signature suit. We have the Unicorn Banshee. So this is level 6/4 costs 5/4. During link on attack, choose 12 cards. Has to exactly be 12 cards. In our trash, return them to the owner's hand, or return them to the owner's deck, and then you shuffle it. If you do, you set this as active and against first strike. So basically, you can get multiple attacks if we have a lot of cards in our trash. And it also have first strike, and Marita will still do her on attack ping. So this is another way to do like double damage as a big finisher. So as you can see, we have multiple ways to do double damage as our finishers. We also has unblockable as our finisher. So we have a really, really powerful, nice top end here. It's just kind of getting here. And then for the rest of the units, I've already mentioned the Girazulu that does ping. I mentioned the Kshatriya. Now let's talk about our blockers. So we are running the brand new Zelote. This is just a Zawart. It's a level 2 cost, 3/2 with blocker, but it can attack the enemy player. That's fine. We are not an aggressive deck. We're more like a mid-range, late-game style deck. So this is great for us. Just kind of like, holds things at bay until we can play our bigger stuff. And then I'm also running the Gustav Karl, which I think is extremely underrated. So this is a level 3/3 cost 3/4. And if your opponent has 3 or more units, this gets blocker. It's just, even if it doesn't have blocker, a 3/4 for 3 is just good stats, right? That's like above rate. Most of the time for level 3, we have like 3/3s. So this just eats those. And also this could have blocker against the aggressive decks. So yeah, I like this. I like this quite a bit. And it's just another blue blocker we can run that's kind of like low to the ground. So we can still run blue, and we don't have to splash for white, because I want to play blue for the Banshee. And that's it for the units. For commands, we're running 4 copies of Close Combat to help with early game aggression and just to kind of like, help board control. We're also running 2 copies of a Show of Resolve, so we can maybe draw into some stuff if we gas out a little bit, if we have too many high drops in our hand. And then for the base, we're just running a simple 0/6 base to just help keep us alive. This is a Mining Asteroid Palau. And that's basically the deck. Yeah, sure. This is one I'm kind of iffy on. I'm definitely gonna play it and build it. I do have some other options down here. You can see I have this Zelote down here that I was considering, and I ended up actually bringing it in after playtesting a little bit. And then we have more damage, right? We have Battle of Aces, Improved Technique, which is a 3 damage, All Range Attack, which is a damage to your opponent's whole board, and then the Inspector also is just damage to your opponent's whole board. Well, level 2 or lower. So yeah, big Neo Zeong. Let me know what you think about this one also in the comments. And then the final deck for today, and the most experimental, is loading. Make it big. Green Academy. So this is my Soletta Mercury Green White Academy deck, and this one is the one that I'm like most iffy on, but I really want to try to see how it works. So we are running a bunch of pilots, but a lot of them are also like command pilots. So we're running the brand new green Soletta Mercury. So she's a level 5 1 cost 2/2, which is fantastic. And then during link, once per turn, when you play and activate an Academy command card using an EX resource, if we have no remaining EX resources, we get one, which is really good. We get a rested one. So this is kind of like how we can keep getting our EX resources over and over again, so we can trigger those effects that care about getting EX resources and effects that care about using EX resources. And then we have the green Academy command cards, which are both of the other pilots. So that's what she cares about specifically, Academy commands using EX resources. And well, we have them here. So we have Indiscriminate Violence, or also Noria Dunak. This is one of our command pilots. So main, choose a friendly Academy unit during this turn. You can choose an active enemy unit with 5 or less AP as the attack target. If we use an EX resource to pay for this card, you choose 1 to 2 Academy units instead. And then it's a 2/0 pilot, which is pretty good for a command card. And then our other command pilot is a 1/1, level 4 1 cost. This is Sophie Poulon. Main action, choose a friendly Academy unit during this turn. Reduce the next damage it receives by 2. This is really good. If you use an EX resource to play this card, reduce it by 4 instead. Also extremely good. And so those are our pilots, but those, 2 of those pilots are actually also commands that also synergize with Soletta and with a bunch of the other stuff that we are doing. So let's kind of showcase the new package first, and then we'll talk about our old aerial package. So the new package revolves around the Green Academy stuff. So we have stuff like the Gundam Ferric, which is a level 6 4 cost 5/4 with Breach 5, great Breach. And then once per turn during our turn, when one of our other Academy units receives damage from an enemy, we get an EX resource. So this is great. This is just another way to get EX resources, and it's also just a Breach 5 thing. So it's good. Also, this triggers only during our turn, so we basically want to attack into stuff. So pretty good. We're running 3 copies of that. And then we also have our 2 Lifriths. So we have, well, two more Lifriths. So we have the Lifrith Thorn, level 5 3 cost 4/4. This one links with Noria Dunak. It has Breach 3, which is great. And then during our turn, when we play and activate a Dawnfold command card using an EX resource, you can pair that card from our trash with one of our units with Gundam Lifrith in its card name. So basically, that means whenever we play one of these, Witches from Earth or Indiscriminate Violence, with an EX resource, we'll get the bonus effect for doing the EX resource. And then we also just get to immediately pair it up, which is really good. So it's a great way to get a lot of extra value out of these cards. We get the command effect, and then we get the pilot pair, and then link, hopefully linking it with like Noria here. And then similarly on the other side, we have the Gundam Lifrith level 4 3 cost 4/3. Once per turn, during our turn, when we play an activated Dawnfold command using EX resource, we can draw a card. Fantastic. So we draw the card, and then we hopefully if we have the Thorn out, we get to pair the pilots, we get to draw the card, pair the pilot, get the pilot effect, all that good stuff. So it's a super synergistic deck. The only problem is just getting those cards and playing them, right? Getting to the point where you can do this. But it does work really well together. And then the other top end is the Soletta side of things. We have the Aerial Rebuild, or rather this rare version of the Aerial Rebuild. Level 7 5 costs 5/5. It just has high maneuver. And then during pair, if there are 4 more commands in our trash, this gets blocker, which is really good. So it's high maneuver and potentially blocker. And then I do want to note that these command pilots, these count as commands in the trash. So these will count as commands in the trash for this aerial, and they'll count as commands for this aerial. So this one is the LR aerial from set 1, level 6.5, cost 5.4. And when we pair it, you choose a command that's level 5 or lower in our trash, and we add it to our hand. And that includes the command pilots, like I said. So once again, all this kind of stuff synergizes really, really well. And we also have some other commands that we could get back that are pretty good. So let's talk about the rest of the units, and then we'll talk about the commands. So for the rest of the units, this one is another really, really important one. The Gundam. This is a level, that name. This is a level 3, 2 cost, 3/2 good stats. When it's destroyed on our turn, if we have another Dawnfold unit in play, we get an EX resource. So this is another way we can just get EX resources, which is really good. It's only during our turn, so we want to have this attack into other stuff, but we need other Dawnfold units in play. And that's basically our these other Lifriths, right? The green Lifrith, I should say. I don't think this one's Dawnfold. Yeah, this one's just Academy. So it's like itself and like the Lifrith and the Lifrith Thorn. So once again, it's like it's a way to get them out. Then we're also just running the Darrowbald, which it's actually I think is really good in the deck. It has a generic Academy link, so it links with all the pilots. It's a level 3 2 cost 4/2, and on deploy, you choose an enemy unit with 1 HP and you return it to the hand. This kills unit tokens. I think there's gonna be a lot of tokens running around, from the Zeon stuff to Victory stuff. This will just kill a 1 HP token. So yeah, I think it's actually really good and extremely underrated. I think it's been underrated ever since it came out. It's a really good at stat lines, almost the same as a Rezel with a link and like a relevant effect. So yeah, very good. And like I said, all these they're Academy and Dawnfold. So these all link up with the Darrowbald as well. So yeah, this is good. This is good. And then the final units are just the boring blockers. We got Zawart. Yep, it's a 3/2 blocker, can attack our opponent. And then we have a Lifrith. Notably, this one actually synergizes with the deck because it has the word Lifrith in it. So it'll actually synergize with not her, the Thorn, because so you can pair that card in trash with one of your units with Gundam Lifrith in its card name. So you can do it with the Lifrith Thorn, or the or just this one too, which is actually like really funny. Like if say you have this out and it's already linked up with like Noria, then you play Noria from your hand. Well, you can link it up or pair it up with this Lifrith, and it'll get the +2 from her. It'll be a 4/4. Sure, yeah, I don't know. This seems pretty cool to me. And then let's talk about the commands. So the last couple commands we have First Contact. So this is what I'm trying out. This is just a way to get an EX resource, because we have so many things that care about EX resources that if we don't go second and we just need more EX resources, this is just a way to get them so we can start getting the ball rolling. It only gets the EX resource on burst, which is why we're just running 2 copies of this. And on main, we just get a regular resource, which is still good, right? Just getting like ramping is still good. But I'm like very iffy on this one. I can see me cutting this one for a lot of other stuff, but I wanted to test it out. And here's some of the other stuff we can cut it for, by the way. I've already kind of like prepared what we can cut it for. The other command is Graceful Demeanor. I think this card's extremely good if you can fit it in the deck. Level 4, 2 cost, burst, activate this card's action, and then on action, choose 1 to 2 enemy units at a level 3 or lower, and then bounce them both. Really good. Good at killing tokens, good at bouncing a lot of like aggressive stuff. Your opponent's doing some annoying aggro, bounce multiple things back to their hand. It's really good. And obviously we can get these commands back with the rebuild as well. And we want the commands for this other rebuild. So yeah. Oh, and then the final thing is our base. We have I'm running the Kusanagi in this version. This is the bounce base. Level 4, 2 cost, deploy, shield to hand, and then you choose an enemy unit with 3 or less HP and you return it to the owner's hand. Yeah, this is just one that helps us live and like survive throughout the course of the game. I just wanted a base that just helped us not die, and I figured this one was a pretty good one for this deck, because we do have some low early game stuff to play. We have our blockers, but man, getting all of this stuff active is really what we want to do. And then The final thing we have is our kind of like potential cards. That's what's down here on the side deck. These are cards we could add in. So we could add in the original Soletta or Overflowing Affection. Obviously, I think these would both do pretty well in the deck. We could add in this new aerial rebuild, but I don't think it actually fits very well. It's a level 5 or level 7, 5 cost 5/5, and then on deploy you look at the top 3 and you can take an Academy unit command, put it in your hand. It's like not a bad card. It's just really slow, and I feel like we're doing better stuff than this. This is one that you actually might want to put in. This is the new Choo Choo's Demi Trainer. So it's a level 3, 2 cost 3/2, and then on attack we choose one of our other Academy units, and then during this turn it can choose an enemy unit level 3 or lower as the attack target. So it seems like a pretty decent early game type card. And it also has a generic Academy link, which is really good. Like you could run this maybe over the Daryl Bald if you don't like the Daryl Bald. I like the Daryl Bald though. You can also run this over something like the Gunvulva as well if you don't like this one, or even run it over the First Contact. And then finally we have Elan Saris, Enhanced Person number 5. This one says it's a 1/2. It's an Academy. During Link on attack, you can choose one of our Academy units. During this battle, battle damage this unit would receive is dealt to that unit instead. So basically, this diverts damage, so you can actually get like multiple breaches off with this thing. But this doesn't really work. I don't think this synergizes all that well with the deck, and we're already running like 1 million pilots. And if I was going to put in another pilot, it might just be another Soletta. So yeah, let me know what you think about this deck. This one's definitely also a work in progress, but yeah, pretty cool. All right, back to me again. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I really appreciate you for being here. Let me know what you think about all these decks in the comment section down below. Are you building these, or have you built these? Have you tested these out at all? I am recording this now like a day or so after the launch of the official set. So I imagine some people might have, gotten their hands on cards and started building them already. Like I said, personally, my product's not arriving till the Wednesday after, and that's the day I'm leaving for Tokyo. So unless it arrives early, I might not have my product for a little while, because I'm going to be in Tokyo for a week. But in any case, let me know what you think. Anyway, thank you all. And we'll see you next time.